Another opportunity, probably the easiest. And by the way, it's back. I talked about that. Builders love us again, right? Want to make love to us. Put on a little Marvin Gaye in the background. And hey, we are off to the races with what I call...
I'm Rose Winters from LPT Realty, and I want to welcome you to Under Contract Live. Live.
Live.
Live.
Live.
Hello, Rich Saltzman here, broker owner of Brightway Insurance, the Saltzman Agencies, and proud sponsor of Under Contract Live. In this home insurance market, your consumers need expert advice to get you to the closing table. Call us at 727-581-4200, option 1.
Hey, Dave Cribbs here. Welcome to Under Contract Live, the show for realtors by realtors. Today we're talking about dominating new construction, and we're going to talk about 5 tips, 5 reasons why you always want to show new construction. Coming in at number 5, inventory. Inventory. Hey, we know we have an inventory issue in so many parts of the country, and we have so many options when it comes to new construction, especially here in the Tampa Bay area, I know for sure. So inventory, that's number 5. What's number 4? Number 4, incentives. Incentives. Hey, incentives are back from the builder. In fact, the builder wants to make love to us again, right? Hey, these incentives go a long way for your buyer, not just in things they can spend in structure or design options or things like that. But we're talking about in most cases, builders are covering through their preferred lenders closing costs, even rate buy downs. Rate buy downs right now, huge deal, right? Another reason why we want to show new construction. So let's go to number 3. Number 3 is commissions. Commissions. Wow, commissions are back again. I said builders want to make love to us again. They're doing it. They're showing their love through show me the money, right? Commissions. Look, I recently, well, maybe not so recently. This was actually pre-pandemic, but we are back to that same stage. But I received my largest commission ever from a builder. It was an inventory home, right? The 5%er, and it was an amazing commission. I had to back my truck up and load the check up in the back of that to take off. So number 2, let's go to number 2. Number 2, new construction deals breed more deals. Quite simply, they breed more deals. Hey, you've got someone, especially on a to-be-built home, especially if we're starting from scratch, that you have under contract for potentially even 8 or 9, 10 months, right? You've got walking ambassadors for you that are going to work every single day talking about what? Talking about that new home. By the time they're finished with construction, everyone in the office wants them dead because they keep talking about their new home. But hey, they're an advocate for you and an opportunity. Not only that, but you have that social media opportunity over the course of, anywhere from 2 or 3 months to 6 or 8 or 9 or 10 months that you're able to show off the home in different stages. Go out, take video, right? In fact, most of your friends and family or sphere of influence that's on your social media are gonna think you've sold 20 homes and when you've only sold 1 because you're getting that much exposure. So new home construction breeds more deals. Now let's go to the number 1 reason. The number 1 reason that you wanna show new construction, by far the number 1 reason. You ready for this one? They're going without you. Your clients are going without you. Look, it's just way too easy for them. It's like pulling into a store, right? Even when you don't think you've got a client that has any interest in new construction, they're still showing up. And guess who they run into? Not only a great new home sales consultant, but there's a reason they call them a sales consultant. They're great salespeople. They're better than us in most cases. Why? They get so many at-bats. They're taking customers all day, right? They get really good. In fact, it's one of the reasons you want to go to new construction and do the proper handoff, right? Do the proper handoff so you can sit back and watch the magic happen, right? You can still protect your client, serve your client, look out for their best interest all along while watching what a mastercraft salesperson can do, right? So those are your 5 reasons, at least today's 5 reasons. There's many more, but 5 reasons to start showing new construction.
Hey folks, Brian Kennedy here, president and owner of Statewide Mortgage and proud sponsor of Under Contract Live. We specialize in no income, no employment loan products for all types of buyers. We truly are the realtor's broker. So give us a call at 727-797-0300.
Hey, once again, we're talking about dominating new construction, but how do you take that to the next level, right? How do you begin to partner with the builders. That's the key, is partnering with builders. Hey, look, I got my first $1 million listing from a national home builder, by the way, in a state where that typically isn't the norm, right? It's very challenging to get to a point where you have a relationship with a builder where they entrust you to list their home as a realtor, or potentially list an entire neighborhood. Imagine that. It's happening right here in Florida as well as it is in other states. So let's just talk about a couple of key things, right? And the first one that I'm going to share, by the way, it's not just about the listings. That's usually where you wind up after you've done several other partnerships. So let's talk about a couple other quick opportunities and how we get there. Another opportunity, probably the easiest. And by the way, it's back. I talked about that. Builders love us again, right? Want to make love to us, put on a little Marvin Gaye in the background, and hey, we are off to the races with what I call, well, I don't call it, it's just an open house. Open house, but an open house for a builder, for their inventory units, right? Here in the Tampa Bay area, we are about 60 days away from a whole ton of builders having a whole bunch of completed inventory that is unsold, right? Unspoken for. It's probably the first time in the last couple of years. But here's the deal. This is going to breed even more opportunities. So when we talk about hosting an open house for a builder, there's a reason, by the way, that they want us to do that. We can advertise differently than a builder can. Most of the communities that are being built, even builders have restrictions and guidelines within that community. For example, we can post up a whole bunch of open house signs that lead traffic into the community that the builder is not going to be able to put up. Not to mention the influence that we have with other agents and everything like that. We could go on and on, right? But the opportunity is here. But here's the key. You can't typically just walk into a builder and expect that that you can just say, hey, how about I do an open house? You know what? It might work at a lot of them, but a lot of them, it's not going to work that way. They're going to need to see a little bit more of who you are and the type of person you are and what commitment you have to new construction. So it all starts with building the relationship. By the way, the in between the open house and in between the listing is another opportunity called model minding. Model minding is when you have such a relationship with the builder that you can sit in and actually somewhat become the new home sales consultant, for lack of a better way to describe it. But you're sitting in there today, you're model minding, you're minding the model while the keeper of the model is away. In other words, the new home sales consultant, there might be a company event, there could be a situation where someone calls in sick, the builder reaches out to you because here in Florida, in order to show the home, you have to be a licensed agent. We are, so we can go in and show homes, right, for the builder. But what an incredible opportunity. As a matter of fact, if it happens once, it's probably going to happen again and again for you. It's a great opportunity. We'll go more into that in the new construction classes that I'll share about in just a moment. But here's the thing, let's go back to how do we get those opportunities? We get them one way and one way only, and that is having a relationship with a builder. And it's a progressive relationship. But here's what I can guarantee you. We've had, this show is the opposite of self-promotion, by the way. It's the show for realtors, by realtors, always different brokers on here. In fact, next week, you're going to see several different brokers and brokerages represented. However, I will say this, here in the Florida area and actually outside of Florida, just came back from Charlotte, I've been hosting, and the reason I'm hosting these is to share with you. They're completely free, by the way, so there is no catch or gimmick. That's why I'll go ahead and promote it. Starting my career as an award-winning new home sales consultant and then making the transition later to general real estate. And yes, I didn't get that $1 million listing from the builder, from the one I worked for. I got it from another one afterwards, and not because I was in new construction before, but because of the power of influence with a realtor audience. That's what this is all about. You should leverage your realtor audience as realtors as well. But let's go back to the point. So I've been hosting these new construction classes over the last few months. And just in the last few months, over 1,000 agents have come and participated in that. So they're ready. But here's the good news. I just announced part 2, 3, and 4. And here's the idea, and here's where I bring it full circle. Remember, I said the opportunity really begins with a relationship. Well, relationships take time, right? And I don't know about you, but I don't like waiting. I want it now, right? We all kind of want it now. But here's the good news. I will share with you through these classes and through phone calls, through the show, however you want to do it, right? We want to make sure that everyone gets the opportunity. but I'll share with you how to create a relationship where in 6 weeks, visiting the builder one time per week, right? And by the way, when I say the builder, I don't want you to think the builder like Lennar, D.R. Horton, Cardell, Pulte, all of those builders, right? I want you to think builder, you think the new home sales consultant, the person who's actually there on site, minding that model, in there selling that home on a day-to-day basis. That, my friend, is your partner. That is your partner for now. We can go hire corporately as we build that relationship, but right now, that is your contact, that is your relationship. And how you build that relationship is by being consistent and bringing value to that new home sales consultant. Incredible value. I'll share with you how to do that over 6 weeks. So at week 6, you've brought so much value and you have such a close relationship that you don't have to worry ever again about the biggest fear of agents, by the way, getting cut out of the deal. Don't worry about that anymore. That's over. Some other things is that you're going to have those opportunities with certain builders, like open houses, even potentially model mining, and even potentially down the road listings, right? But the most powerful thing is in 6 weeks, I guarantee you this, you'll be able to walk into a builder that you have a relationship with, a new home, a new model home. You'll be able to sit down and do your normal work somewhere in the kitchen, in the dining area, whatever. And guess what? They'll be happy you're there. They'll actually be glad that you're there. We'll talk about how to get to that point in a really quick time frame. Look, if you're not, if you haven't been, I know many of you have been to the new home construction part 1. Some of you don't even know that I added part 2, 3, and 4 now. Some of you do, the more recent graduates, if you will, of the class. But how you find out about those classes is just go to Eventbrite. Just go to Eventbrite, punch in dominating new construction here in the Florida area. We've got, I know, a class coming up, part 1, a last opportunity really for Tampa Bay before I go to part 2. Then we'll start the cycle again in a few months. But the last opportunity coming up is August 28th. And it happens to be the day before I do the first class of part 2, which is advanced builder partnerships. We'll get into those things that I was just talking about. But part 1 is at Furman Chevrolet in Tampa, Florida. How about Furman Chevrolet stepping up to the pump? My friend Brad Wise, general manager at Furman Chevrolet, is going to give us their facility, their big conference room for agents to come in and learn more about new construction. We'll do that on August 28th. Just check it out on Eventbrite. That's going to be an afternoon class for those of you who are driving from further away. And I can't wait to see it, or can't wait to share. So it culminates, by the way, part 2 is advanced, part 3 is an actual party bus tour to the model homes that we already have begun establishing a relationship with those new home sales consultants before arriving. They'll greet us with open arms, give us plenty of food and fun. And then part 4, which culminates everything, is I'm going to put you in a room full of builders, almost like a little mini builder expo, but it'll be relationship networking with builders.
Yeah, there's video.